Hey everyone, EMC here. Welcome back to another episode of LOK Defiance. And I gotta say, I'm really annoyed. This is actually the second time I've tried recording this episode. I got to the end of recording this episode only to realize that after I had finished it off and hit record to stop, it started recording. Yeah, I did that. And furthermore, I want to highlight the importance of saving your game in between things. I didn't do that, so I had to replay everything through episode 10 and 11 to get back to here. So that has been my evening. And I'm really pissed off because I had a fun moment just at the end of the episode when I tried to record this last time, and I'm not going to be able to recreate it because it was a genuine, hilarious, unexpected impression to something that I did not expect to happen. And that is just gone. So, what we did actually finish at the end of the last episode is we broke the window we just came in through, which in turn broke a statue and made a shortcut. So clearly we're great house guests. Here for about 10 minutes or so and already property damage. And this part actually was annoying the first time I ever played this game. I got stuck here because basically I forgot the principle of the Soul Reaver series is when your path seems to be barred, shift and look around. And so you shift a couple of times to get across, but actually also you want to be careful where you're standing because it looked like it almost had me fall off there. Ooh, that was kind of lucky. It's usually that jump right there to this platform, pillar, whatever this is, that gives me trouble. I'm lucky I didn't fall previously. That was kind of close, actually. But that's the hardest part done right there. Just getting across. I don't know, I usually have trouble with that. And it was at this point when I recorded my last attempt at recording this. Oh, here we go, stasis field. I was about to say, when I was attacking the other enemy, the last time I recorded this, I hit him twice and got that. So, now we have all the abilities. We don't have to worry about... Oh, goddamn. We don't have to worry about killing things for experience now. I can just kill things quickly and not have any qualms about it. So I'm going to start using environmental hazards more frequently with Raziel when I'm able to. In fact, that was actually part of the fun at the end of my last attempt at recording this episode, which has been lost now to the ages. Alright. I'm very bitter at myself for screwing that up.
This statue appeared to be the same hero I had seen depicted in the fountain room. This had to be significant.
And the heroes depicted in the fountain room he's talking about, there were murals up in the top level where I entered this path from. I used the Wind Reaver to open the door. This, I didn't explore up there, but there are a few murals there, and that's what he's referring to. And this is the gimmick with this room. We have a nice little puzzle room. So we need to be using the Dark Reaver to darken all of the light globes around here to light all of those up along the ground. And there's a few... Come on. Oh. That's why it's not working. I didn't do this. You guys saw like this weird, like purple red thing, like it looked like a spirit almost sort of fly out of that? Like, I'm pretty sure I saw that. I'm not seeing things right. That did in fact happen. Alright, so the reason why I used the dark spell was because there is actually those gargoyle things up top outside here. So as soon as you jump through there, they activate a security measure and they lift that up so you can't get to it. Just like with this right here, there's one at the top which pushes you away. See? That's what happens. So I think there's one more, oh, actually there's more than one more. There's a few more of those things that we have to get around invisibly. One here. And in fact, actually the last two also need it, so yeah, this is actually very important, which is why you have these here, to fill up your gauge, get your spell going. But this room is fairly simple. Whoa. It's fairly simple, very straightforward. And, of course, the camera angles don't always make it easy for you to see where you're going. Okay, yeah, something does fly off there when it comes full. That's pretty cool. I don't think I noticed that before now. But yeah, to combat the crappy camera angle here, it's best to just glide around towards the wall and let yourself just land on the ledge and climb up like that. Alright, so I'm ending my spell and switching back just so I can refresh the time on it, because I don't want it to run out in the middle of what I'm doing up here. Because what I'm doing up here is kind of a mute point. I'm forgetting how to activate this. I'm confusing this with a later room. We want to be using the switch over here, is what we want to be using. And I find it kind of annoying that you activate that by actually throwing a telekinetic bolt at it, as opposed to just using telekinesis to turn it. Oh my god. Alright, so I did the, I broke my golden rule of platforming in this game. When you need to make precise jumps, in this game you want to hold L1 after you jump, so you land and immediately do this, and you can't fall off sides when you're like that. It's very helpful for platforming. Also, I believe you probably could just jump straight up and glide to the next. Maybe I should have done that. Yeah, you can just jump straight up and glide. That's probably the safer bet, actually, so I'm gonna do that. That's some security. Whoop. And that is what happens when they see you. They flip it around, get a nice little spiked thing on the end of it. And I didn't see my health when I got in here, but my god, is it kind of low now. Well,
This was indeed the vampire warrior depicted in the fountain room, for here was the hero's weapon. This could be the key to solving the riddle of the fountain.
perhaps it's not the key, but one of the keys, in fact. But yeah, your health really does decrease noticeably over time in this. I don't remember it being so noticeable. I'm gonna get... Yep. So now that I'm remembering what these spells do, I'm gonna use some that are a little more effective on groups. Ah! I didn't want to do that. Alright, so I actually figured out with these guys with the glowy stuff around them, when they're glowing like that, you actually can't use telekinesis on them. It just gets reflected back. And I have indeed hit myself with my own telekinesis before. Oh, come on. Alright, you guys can just burn for a while. Alright, so if they're on fire, you need to be quick if you kill them. Otherwise, you lose the opportunity to drain life from them. That's what happened to that first one there. I was trying to get some health back from him, and he just burned up immediately. Alright, so we're going to be doing a little bit of backtracking. Well, a tiny bit of backtracking. Because we have to get back to the fountain room. And, oh, okay, well, right. I was thinking it was in a different room for some reason. Although this time I'm not going to bother. One, we're not going to get ambushed here, thankfully. Because that was a one-time deal, apparently. Which I am perfectly happy with. And as far as the next room, since we don't need experience anymore, and I don't need health or anything like that, I'm just going to ignore the enemies and run past them. And I'm going to ignore these vines as well, because that won't come back to haunt me in any way, shape, or form. I actually don't know if it'll come back to haunt me at all.
These gargoyles were effigies of the vampire's enemies. In the corresponding murals, they were impaled by heroic vampire warriors. Perhaps this was a clue.
Now, in a world of exploration, I would have came across that in the last episode, but I didn't come over here. I went straight through the door instead. So these are the murals that he was talking about. And now that we have the Heartseeker, though, let's get this done. Alright, so that one cracked. And a nice little health font behind that. Now, we did see another mural like that down this path here that we took earlier. And like that one there, it has cracked as well, but we're going to go back there another time. As I'm pretty sure we need to go back there afterwards. Where this one, I don't believe we need to go through all that frequently, so we're going to go first. And if what I just said didn't really make a whole lot of sense, that just is kind of par for the course for me, it seems. Ow. Okay, ow. I don't know why I'm fighting this guy. I really don't know why I'm bothering to fight this guy. Especially since I need to go spectral to get through here. That was a waste of time. I apologize. And that will become a shortcut later. And I hate this room. this room, I'm gonna, hopefully it doesn't take me too long, but I'm gonna clear out these enemies. Just because there's something I want to point out, because this happened to me, and it is kind of game-breaking. So it's a little annoying that it even happens to me. Oh, no, you do not. Alright. As soon as you walk in, your gaze is kind of brought up to that window there. And so the problem with this is that if you're like me, you want to get to this window and figure out what it's all about. Now what I did the last time I played through this game is I got to here and I wasn't thinking. I'm in the spectral realm. As you can see, your reticle kind of snaps over to that, which is telling you that you should be able to interact with it. But since you're in the spectral plane, you can't break it. Now what I did, I didn't really think that was a window. I thought that was someplace that I could shift through. So I just immediately jumped over, I grabbed the ledge right about here on a weird angle, and pulled myself up, and the game pushed me through the wall and had me land on the other side. That itself doesn't sound like a bad thing. However, there's a checkpoint right there on the other side, right on the other side of that window. And there are no points in there where you can actually shift back to the material plane, so you're effectively stuck. So, if you end up on the other side of that in the spectral plane, like glitching through the wall like I did, you screw yourself. You have to reload your last save file. And so you better hope you saved closer to here, and not after you glitched your way through there. Otherwise, yeah, restart the game. And the other thing that I don't like about this place is if you're not totally observant, you can miss the fact, or at least I missed the fact for a little while, that you can actually go behind here. And I figured this out because eventually I got annoyed, and the camera now is changing, but previously didn't. So I just decided to jump at what I was expecting to be an invisible wall, and landed back here, and then proceeded to kick myself. So I've complained about the camera angles in a few times being bad and not being able to show you where you're going, like, you know, oh, I'm stuck looking at a corner when I'm getting my ass kicked, things like that. But in a few instances like that, sure, you can say that's my lack of observation, which it partially is, but like that could really halt your progress. It's kind of annoying.
This mysterious chamber was clearly significant. Perhaps I would finally find the elusive Vorador within.
Perhaps will. Of course you guys would show up. Why would you not? Alright, I'm gonna take care of these guys a little quickly. Oh my god. Hopefully there's not more, because I honestly don't remember. Screw you guys. Burn for a while. Alright, let's get some health back. Okay. So we have the Fire Reaver. But these aren't staying lit. So the only other thing we can do, clearly, is this.
The braziers were all lit, but still the door remained sealed. Perhaps I had ignited too many.
Perhaps I had ignited too many. Well, it's not like you let me light them one at a time. So we have no way to put these out. And as you look on the ground, you can clearly see 3 of them have like a blue symbol that we don't have a Reaver corresponding to yet. So we're going to have to come back with a new Reaver. But now we have more enemies up here because this game does that a lot. I really don't want to make it sound like I'm ragging on this game for throwing tons and tons of enemies at you. It's a hack and slash beat 'em up game. I understand this. It's that style of game, but they could have done something else to pad out some of this, as opposed to just tons and tons of enemies. Okay, why did you throw? I was trying to hit him with telekinesis. Alright. I didn't actually mean to hold him with. Would you guys just... Oh, I don't have a spell ready, damn it. Oh my god, this is what happens. This is what happens when you don't pay attention. Okay, stop. Sometimes the lack of, or the auto lock-on in this really kind of works against you, because I was trying to switch to another enemy there and it didn't let me. God, there's still more. Why do you guys keep showing up? That is what I was trying to do earlier. I was hoping that would fill entirely. Alright, now that that's done, oh, for Christ's sake, game. I was holding R2, but apparently, if you hold a button while you're climbing up something, it doesn't register. That's what I was trying to do. And so now it's safe to shift back and forth. But if you ever get stuck in here beforehand, like I said, oh, it's a kick in the pants. Especially if you're not expecting it. Oh my god. Too many enemies. Too many enemies. Unnecessary amount of enemies. Are you stuck back there? Alright, now that these guys are done, of course there'd be more. Why wouldn't there be more? Now the funny part about this is when they're running around on fire, they can actually set other enemies on fire. You're not on fire anymore. Okay. He just was no longer on fire and he ran into the fireplace and set himself on fire. Why? Oh, right. He's immune to telekinesis. I tried to trap him in stasis. Oh my god. Alright, both of those times when you're trying to shift. So that's what you need to do to get through here. You need to light those two... Whoa, light the two braziers so you can break that wall. And now you can proceed in the spectral plane and get out of that trap, essentially. Wow, camera, that's helpful. So we have more of that instant death fog. and it was just showing us, or trying to show us, where we needed to go. And you do have to be careful, because again, if you fall in that, it's well, it's this game's equivalent of a game over. It's back to your last checkpoint, which admittedly isn't that far away, but still, it's never fun to have to redo the same thing over and over again. And at this point, if you fall, you're not going to die immediately because the fog's not around, but you do have to basically make your way back around up to here, so it's a pain in the ass. So don't fall, basically, is what I'm saying. Oh, god damn it. I'm actually enjoying setting people on fire. That was actually that was what happened at the end of the last episode. Well, last time I tried to record this episode, said I had a funny occurrence. I was fighting a bunch of enemies, pretty much in this room, and I accidentally hit one with telekinesis, just trying to get some off me, just to make some room. And he flew off, like off screen. I couldn't see him, and he went directly. It was in this room. He went directly into this fireplace, and I didn't think anything of it. And after I knocked down the other two enemies, he runs in from off camera on fire and lights the other two guys on fire, and they just started running around until they died. And I just couldn't believe it. I forgot that was even a thing that could happen, and I was not ready for it. It took me completely by surprise, and I spent like the last few minutes of it just laughing at that uncontrollably, and I couldn't help it. It was to me it was such like a genuine, unexpected reaction. It was such a shame to find out that it wasn't actually recording like I thought it was. Oh my god. Oh, of course, the telekinesis killed him. Alright, it just knocks him back. Apparently I threw one into the fireplace. Where are you? You're still running around on fire. Ah! They're both on fire now. That's awesome. I love how that's a thing. I really do. Alright, is it? No, that's not where I want to go. That's back the way I came. Camera. Alright. Well, at this point, we're just about at half an hour. This is a good place to call it here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And hopefully you'll come back and join me to see what's behind this actually pretty awesome looking door. Must say, I would not mind that on my wall or something. That's pretty awesome. Anyway, until next time, take care, you hear?